Agra Tower Indigo 59er17 IFR to Victor Oscar Bravo Lima ready to copy.
Indigo 59er17 is cleared to Victor Oscar Bravo Lima Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 05 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.75 squawk 5334.
Indigo 59er17 cleared to Victor Oscar Bravo Lima Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 05 climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 120.75 squawk 5334.
Indigo 59er17 readback is correct. Contact ground on 125.0 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Agra ground Indigo 59er17 ready to taxi IFR.
Indigo 59er17 taxi to and halt short of runway 05 using taxiway Charlie cross runway 30 cross runway 05 Delta Alpha. Contact tower on 125.0 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 05 via taxiway Charlie cross runway 30 cross runway 05 Delta Alpha Indigo 59er17. Agra ground Indigo 59er17 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right.
Indigo 59er17, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Agra ground Indigo 59er17 requesting the end of pushback.
Indigo 59er17 request to end pushback received.
Agra Tower Indigo 59er17 ready for departure runway 05 IFR to Victor Oscar Bravo Lima.
Indigo 59er17 altimeter 29er.85 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 05.
Cleared for takeoff runway 05 Indigo 59er17.
Indigo 59er17 contact Varanasi Center on 120.75. Good day.
120.75 Indigo 59er17. Goodbye. Varanasi Center Indigo 59er17 is passing 2,600 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Indigo 59er17 Varanasi Center altimeter 29er.85 radar contact. Continue to Bailan. Indigo 59er17 climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200 Indigo 59er17.
17 climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 Indigo 59er17.
Indigo 59er17 climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb and maintain flight level 330 Indigo 59er17.
59er 17 contact Mumbai Center on 132.7. Good day.
Going to 132.7 Indigo 59er 17. Mumbai Center Indigo 59er 17 flight level 330.
Indigo 59er 17 Mumbai Center radar contact. Continue to pilot.
sim rate so you can reach your destinations faster. It also includes fixes for several bugs, a reworked fuel logic for greater accuracy in EFOB calculations, and some fine-tuning of the fly-by-wire system. As for the details of the flight, if you guys want to copy it, this is going to be our flight, Air Canada 209. We're going to be departing from Calgary at 11:32 a.m. from gate Charlie 50 and arriving at Charlie 51 gate, Vancouver, Canada at 12:19 p.m. It's going to be a domestic hop. Block time is going to be 1 hour and 47 minutes, and I'll leave the link to the actual flight plan I'm using also down in the description section of the video if you guys want to copy this particular flight. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the simulator to snowy Calgary, and I don't know what's going on here, but we're just going to get out of this view if we can, get straight into the flight deck, and there we go, there's the flight deck. And it appears to have some sort of stuttering right here initially. I think it's only because all the textures and everything are loading in and the Phoenix app is loading in as well. And now for your convenience, I'm also going to place the MSI Afterburner stats on the top left of the screen just so you guys can monitor the FPS. I'm basically running most things on Ultra. There you go. You guys can pause the screen and take a look at it. I do have a pretty beefy system. Another thing I'm doing actually with this flight is running a few add-ons just to see how it works. So Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 are sort of backwards compatible when it comes to certain scenery packs. So as you can see, this isn't default Calgary scenery. We are using Flight Sim Studios CYYC scenery, I believe. So once again, links to all of these will be down in the description section of the video, but it seems to run just fine at the moment. I'm getting all the ground markings and the actual terrain modeling, and you can see the Marriott here in the distance as well. So all of this stuff just seems to work pretty seamlessly. So if you have certain scenery packs from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, they will carry forward to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 as well, as you can see here. And I'm also running GSX Pro. So if we go here, as you can see, we have the GSX option, and I can go ahead and say, let's say operate jetways. Let's choose Air Canada because that's what we're running. And as you can see, the actual GSX jetways and everything work perfectly fine, especially with add-on aircraft like the Phoenix A320. So with that all being said, let's jump into the flight deck and get the aircraft ready for departure. Okay, I think it's doing some ATC stuff in the background. We're just going to ignore that. I can't really hear anything, so nothing to worry about there. External power on. Batteries can come on. I don't know why the volume is super low here, so we're going to try to turn that up there. Emergency exit lights can come to arm. No smoking switches can go to auto. Nav light can come to 1. Actually, no smoking can come all the way on. Crew supply can come on as well. Fuel pumps will leave off at the moment, and we will go ahead and turn the 80 IRS switches all to nav mode. Let's go into the FMGC, let's go into the init page, and let's go ahead and start putting in our flight information. So Charlie, Yankee, Yankee, Charlie, all the way to Charlie, Yankee, Victor, Romeo. Vancouver International Airport. IRS initialization, let's align that on reference, confirm the alignment like the good people we are. Go back to this page, and our flight number for today is Air Canada 209er. So let's go ahead and load up the aircraft. It's going to say GSX boarding only, real-time fast. We're just going to do fast time just to make sure that we get everything up and running as soon as possible. Okay, so our cost index is going to be 5 for today's flight. Very, very fuel efficient, and our cruising flight level is going to be flight level 380. As for the second page of the init page, we're just going to leave this up until we get all of our values updated over here. They're still... Actually, they're all done pretty much apart from the boarding. So what we can do is we can just pull the 0 fuel weight values and everything and send everything to the MCDU directly. So that should be sent, and there you go. All of our values are automatically populated. There we go. That should be our flight plan. We should be able to look at our flight as well. Let's go ahead and say constraint here, airport here, and let's enter our QNH as well in inches of mercury, which is going to be, QNH is 3007. So let's go ahead and enter that in here as well, 3007. And do the same thing on this side, 3007 has been entered. And let's go ahead and get this standby instrument up and running as well. I love how blobby it is every time. It's little simple pleasures of flight simulation, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, 3007 is set. We can go ahead and get the APU running as well, and now that fueling and everything is done, we can also turn on the seatbelt sign. There we go, flap open, and we can go ahead and get the APU up and running as well. Let's see if the sounds and everything are still audible. Yes, it is. Ooh, you can even see the heat blur over there. Looking nice. the final thing we want to do is, of course, programming the performance for the departure. So for that, we're going to need our nifty little app here on the departure performance app. So departure performance, 35 left, runway surface is dry, sync the final load sheet. That gives us a takeoff weight of 65.7 tons. We're going to do a PAX on departure. Force toga, no. Flap config is going to be optimal. Wind conditions, let's go ahead and sync up the live weather. QNHs in hectopascals here, 1018. Temperatures minus 14 degrees Celsius. Welcome to Canada. Wind is 020 degrees at 7 knots. Let's go ahead and calculate all of these values. And I would like to enter them manually, but let's just go ahead and send them to the MCDU directly. There we go, sent to the MCDU, and we can review them just as a little briefing. So V1 today is going to be 144 knots, VR is going to be 144 knots as well, and the V2 speed is going to be 146 knots. Transition altitude, as it is in North America, at least America and Canada, is 18,000 feet. Flex to temperature is going to be 58 degrees, and we're going to be doing a flap to departure today with a trim setting of DN 0.3, so down 0.3. So all of that is pretty much copied and ready to go. We can go ahead and put the flight plan on this page and just run through the actual flight plan and make sure there's no discontinuities or anything like that. We depart off of runway 35 left, take a quick left turn, and then go straight southwest over to our beautiful Vancouver, cross over into British Columbia, and then straight down southwest. I believe there are some discontinuities there. We can kind of manually vector ourselves into runway 08 right there. That's for ATC to decide, but we can kind of amend that route on the way. The APU is available. We can go ahead and take APU bleed, and we can also go ahead and turn off the external power here. And we are also going to go ahead and get the fuel pumps on so we can get out of here. I also do want to see how pushback works, especially now that we're parked at this corner gate over here. MSFS 2020 got that wrong multiple times with GSX. The last thing I want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put the transition altitude here because we're flying without ATC, so 18,000 feet is set. We can go ahead and get the beacon light on, and we can go ahead and request pushback now.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
I did not ask for catering vehicles at all. All right, so guys, that answers the question whether GSX vehicles are supported. They very much are. The catering vehicles work, though they do run over people from time to time, so that's they run over full-on machinery actually from time to time. So
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
okay, let's go ahead and send also the final load sheet data over to the MCDU, just so that this page is populated and ready to go. There we go. Okay, so we're not going to be starting the engines as we push back because of icing conditions, but I just want to see if the Phoenix A320 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 does perform well. It's looking good so far. I'm getting 66 frames per second. Honestly, would I be expecting a little bit better? Probably, because MSFS 2020 was better on frames, and the entire promise with FS 2024 is that due to the multi-threading capabilities and the streaming of most of these assets, it should also be good. Parking brake is set, and we can go ahead and also start up the engines now. Let's go ahead and start up engine number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the cabin crew member closest to you as we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen,
Alrighty, engine number 1 is also available. Set the ignition mode to normal. We can go ahead and get rid of the APU bleed as well as the APU itself. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see what our taxi route looks like today. We're going to be taking off of runway 35 left, which is all the way over here, so it's going to be a long taxi. I won't make it sit through the entire thing, but we're just going to go straight down here onto Golf, then onto Juliet, then cross runway 17 right / 35 left on Juliet, turn left on Alpha, go all the way down on Alpha, and then maybe do a full-length departure from Alpha, or maybe turn on the Lima. Actually, no, you have to do a full-length departure all the way down from Alpha. So that is going to be the taxi routing in case you guys are curious, and let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and take flap 2 and do a quick flight control check as well. We're going to go full up, and we're going to go full down. We're going to go full right, full left, and rudders. So we're going to check rudder full right, and we're going to check rudder full left. There we go. Flight control check completed. Let's go ahead and clear that message as well, and let's give it some thrust. Now this is where we actually start to see how the aircraft is going to perform. Straight on down to Golf here now. Oh, one thing I forgot to do, we have to turn the auto brake to max as well. So let's go ahead and do that down here. Let's go ahead and give them a little chime back there. That's all good to go. Now let's do the takeoff config test. Okay, they still have to get back to me first. Snowy texture is looking kind of nice, actually. I haven't flown in snow in MSFS 2020, as a matter of fact. There we go. Cabin check. His cabin is ready. Is that an animal? What the hell? Do you guys see this? That's an elk or something like that in the middle of the airport. Okay, so you remember when I said some sceneries and some airports are still not fully compatible with Microsoft Flight Simulator? Well, that 2024, well, that's what I mean. There's animals on my runway. This is a serious threat to life and property. It's pretty cool to see the animals, but this is not how I intended to see them. This is funny. This is really, really funny. Look at that. Look at the modeling on those animals, too. Also, we're about to enter a runway. We should probably turn off our landing lights and our strobe light as well, and then continue to ogle at those animals. That's crazy. Oh, they're running and everything. Look at that. That's nuts. Let's take a look at them. Imagine you see this as a passenger. Also, you can see those cirrus clouds in the distance as well. Look at that. That's also new with MSFS 2024. This guy's on the runway. Oh my god. Moments you live for in MSFS 2024. Exiting the runway here, let's go ahead and turn off the landing lights and the strobe light. And now we're just taking a left and going all the way down on Alpha. I still can't believe that they're just like chilling there. That's crazy. And also, if you guys can't hear the sound of the engines or anything like that here in this wing view mode, I can't either. It's not like something that I have disabled or something like that. I just can't hear anything. The cirrus clouds look absolutely fantastic, though. I have to say, like, credit to this sim. I'm sad that it wasn't available in MSFS 2020. It's a pretty normal sort of cloud feature to have, but they look absolutely stunning and they look very, very realistic too. So happy to see that. All right, we're crossing another runway here, runway 08. So same protocol. Landing lights are coming on. Strobe light is on, and we're going to check left and then check right for any traffic. We don't see any. And just for your reference, now that we're actually taxiing, we're getting around 45 frames per second. And ladies and gentlemen, we have more animals. We have some deer now, as well as more of these moose/elk things running around on the airport. This is really bad. So you are going to see issues like this if you do decide to fly with older scenery packs in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 that haven't been optimized. I don't even know if this is like the fault of the scenery developers or if this is just an MSFS 2024 bug, but it's definitely something that needs to be considered, just so you guys know. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the runway. Let's go ahead and get the weather radar on as well here onto this side. Weather radar is on, TCAS can come to TARA as well, and that, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much prepares us perfectly for departure off of runway 35 left. Let's line up. Alrighty, beautiful. Let's go ahead and give ourselves 50% thrust, and let's go ahead and put it up to flex. Oh, let's go ahead and get the detent right. Oh, come on, get it. There we go. There's the view centered. Trying to keep it straight on the runway. My rudder pedals are not doing a good job here. Okay, try to keep it straight. Here we go. V1 rotate. Positive graded climb, gear up. Should just say positive climb, I guess. There we go. And let's go ahead and take flap 1 in just a bit. There we go. Alright, the aircraft is climbing pretty well. It's going to ask us to take a left turn, so let's go ahead and turn on the autopilot right away, just so we can see how the aircraft handles it. The drawing of the actual waypoint itself is actually pretty smooth, so I am expecting it to be a pretty smooth turn. beautiful, and the sky looks amazing in the new simulator. I have to say that looks like a much more realistic sky than what we had in MSFS 2020. Anyways, as we go above the flap 1 speed, let's go ahead and get the flap setting up there as well. Let's also go ahead and turn off the runway turn-off light. The nose light can come off, the wing light can come off, and everything else can stay on. The spoilers can be disarmed now that we're out, and we're continuing to climb to flight level 180, guys.
Can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar.
Approaching 10,000 feet, let's go ahead and get the landing lights off. And since it's pretty much a straight out climb, we can also release the passengers. It's not a very long flight. They can stretch around and go to the lavatory and stuff like that. All right, Flyby Simulations reporting to you from over these mountains over here. This is more of a general remark about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 more than the Phoenix aircraft in general, but I have a pretty decent internet connection. I don't know if this is because the servers are still constrained, but I was expecting the quality of these mountain peaks and everything to be absolutely insane as compared to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Now, on a phone or something like that, you guys might not be able to tell a difference, but as I was approaching this, as you can see, like all of the textures here seems to be very washed out. Now, the reason for this might be that I have my anisotropic filtering setting turned off in the graphics setting, so I am going to go ahead and show you guys what I mean there. I'm going to go turn it to 16x and then see the difference. So this is what it looks like with the anisotropic filtering off. Okay, so now I've turned on the anisotropic filtering to 16x in my graphics settings, and I believe I'm starting to see a little bit more detail over here, but all of those sort of mountains in the distance still look very, very blurry, and I don't know why that is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we are fast approaching our top of descent point over here, 60 nautical miles or so away from it, and the weather seems to be getting very cloudy as we approach Vancouver, as is always the case with my beautiful city. What we can start doing is doing some arrival performance calculations and entering the performance data into the MCDU as well. So let's go into the arrival perf page right here. Let's go ahead and apply the METAR. It's going to be 1013 hectopascals, 060 degrees at 9 knots, and 8 degrees is the temperature. Seems about right. The landing weight, let's go ahead and search that up and enter that in. Okay, so the approximate landing weight according to our SimBrief calculations is going to be around 62.8 tons. So let's go ahead and enter 62.8 tons. Low auto brake with idle to no reverse thrust, manual landing, flap full configuration with auto throttle on. We have more than enough runway distance. So let's go ahead and enter that in. The MCDU is already starting to prompt us. Let's go into the performance page, next page, next page. There we go. QNH is going to be 299er0. And our temperature is going to be 8 degrees. Winds are coming from a direction of 060 degrees at 9 knots. Transition level is going to be flight level 185 or 18,500 feet. All right, so for Category 1 ILS 08 right approach, we have to refer to the minimums here. So it's going to be 200 feet baro or 209 feet radio. So let's go ahead and enter 200 feet on the baro here. You can see a few mountains there as we approach British Columbia from the east. Alrighty, folks, approaching top of descent. Let's go ahead and engage managed descent. Man, I really can't overstate how good these clouds look. They look absolutely fantastic, especially as we head into this thick cloud cover right here. The sky looks amazing. It looks very sort of unsaturated as compared to what it used to look like in FS 2020, and it doesn't look like yellow either. I do have some NVIDIA control panel colors that I am currently using. I will make a dedicated video on it at some point just to get your sims to look really nice as well. It's all still a work in progress. I'm still waiting for Rex Atmos to be released, but so far this is a very, very, very good looking sky. Okay, so one thing I'm starting to realize in terms of the descent performance is that we seem to be on the very low end of our corridor of speed here. So we're at around 232 knots or something like that. Maybe Phoenix is just trying to manage this, considering we have a headwind and it's trying to descend as much as possible here at 1,600 feet per minute. But I don't know if this is normal or not. So do let me know down in the comment section below. I just thought I'd point it out. Okay, taking that left turn, let's go ahead and reduce our altitude also to 10,000 feet here on the FCU. And for some reason, as you guys might notice, the speed is now back up to 250 something knots from being as low as 232, as you guys might remember. The engines ramped up quite significantly as they continued the descent, and we're descending at the same rate, so I'm really not sure as to what happened there. The wind direction didn't change significantly or anything like that, so yeah, there are still a few things that I feel are a little curious in terms of the aircraft's performance, especially to do with VNAV and LNAV performance, but LNAV not so much, VNAV a little bit more, but yeah, it's weird, but it still flies perfectly fine so far, so let's keep going and see how it does. Okay, so the descent performance is a little weird because we're supposed to be at 10,000 feet at Basra, and I don't think we're going to make that. I think we're going to be around 600 to 700 feet over that. But that's fine. That's okay. That's just limitations of the aircraft as it enters the new simulator. Sounds good. And now we just continue descending. Look at that. More of a reveal, and there's just thick clouds in front of us. So we're not going to be seeing much of the Vancouver scenery. Okay, so the descent performance is clearly deteriorated, as you can see. We're supposed to be at 8,000 feet at Seabog, but we're at 9,000 feet. So not looking the best. We're also going to go ahead and manually adjust speed down to 210 knots, because that's where we're supposed to be at Vinlo. Just to kind of ease my workload, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the nav and logo light, and we're going to also turn these lights on right away, so we don't have to do that later when we're lined up and everything like that. Okay, passing Vinlo at 4,200 feet, we can go ahead and start manually turning our aircraft left, so I'm going to go ahead and vector myself, and we can go ahead and put a direct routing into Booble as well here. So Booble, direct, and that should lead us directly there and smoothly transition on from there on. Okay, let's go ahead and retract the lever of shame as well. Speed check, flap 1. Still not getting any rain at the moment. Hopefully we do encounter a little bit of it so we can actually turn on those windscreen wipers and see what the fuss is about there. And we might have to do an autopilot to basically an auto land, considering the visibility conditions here. Maybe I should have taken a look at Cat 2 arrival procedures instead of Cat 1, but we're okay for now. And we are 10 DME off, so 10 nautical miles away from our airport, and shrouded in cloud cover. Getting a few stutters here and there, but I don't know if that's because of the sim, the aircraft, or the scenery that we're landing in. We also have payware scenery for YVR. Okay, let's also go ahead and arm the approach mode here. And let's see how the ILS performs. There we go, it's detected it. Glide slope capture, localizer capture as well. And it's reducing our speed down. Let's also go ahead and give all speed-related controls to autopilot. Let's give it flap 2. And let's also give it flap 3, gear down. There we go. I am very surprised that these rain clouds don't possess any moisture whatsoever. It's crazy. Like, how are we not getting any rain splattering our windows right now? I would have expected to see some of it at least by now, but apparently not, so... Okay, our low upper ECAM is activated. Spoilers, let's go ahead and arm that. Let's also go ahead and go flap full now. Landing gear is down. ECAM no blue. Landing checklist is complete, and we are clear to land. Let's also go ahead and chime the cabin one more time. Next up is going to be all us. In fact, I think what we should do is actually, we should do an autopilot to auto land, just to see if the aircraft is capable of that in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, instead of me taking manual control. I could give it a go, but I haven't landed a plane in a long time, I'm not going to lie. Just don't find the time to actually fly because of work. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. It's a YouTube video after all. You're not here to see the aircraft land itself, you're here to see me trying to do this. So, let's go ahead and let's actually get the floodlights here up a little bit as well. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna let it keep going for a while. I don't know why the annunciators... There we go, 1,000 feet. Sounds good. Okay, 1,000 feet. I'll go ahead and take autopilot. There we go. It didn't actually buzz or alarm or anything like that. That's also weird. So some of the sounds That is a reported issue, I believe. Some of the sounds don't activate on the Phoenix A320, and I think that's the case with a lot of other aircraft as well, so it's not just a Phoenix issue. Go ahead and see if we can maintain this glide slope properly. We're losing it a little bit, trying to recapture. There we go. And make sure that we're on the correct centerline path as well. There we go, 500.
Above. Minimum.
A bit below the glide now.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
Okay, touchdown. I don't know if that was a little bounce there, but there's touchdown. We have it. And idle reverse. Whoops. We don't need that right now. Worst timing. There we go. But I think for the first time in a long time landing an aircraft, that wasn't too bad. And the aircraft actually flies pretty well as well. There we go. 70 knots. 60 knots. Reversers stowed. And manual braking. And we can go ahead and vacate at the next taxiway here. So welcome to Vancouver, ladies and gentlemen, on the Phoenix A320. It feels really nice to be able to say that in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The frames are absolute poo-poo right now. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the
Hyderabad Center on 118 decimal tree. Good day.
118 decimal tree, Indigo 5917. Goodbye. Hyderabad Center, Indigo 5917, flight level tree 0.
Indigo 5917 Hyderabad Center radar contact. Continue to Hotel India Alpha. 8,600 feet. Keep speed not above 185 knots. Expect ILS runway 09er left approach via HS-804 transition. Clear to HS-804 if lead 5 tree, 9er tree heavy. contact Chennai Center on 118.9er. Good day.
118.9er Indigo 59er17. Goodbye. Chennai Center Indigo 59er17 flight level 330.
Indigo 59er17 Chennai Center radar contact. Continue to renew. Indigo 59er17 descend and maintain flight level 200.
Descend and maintain flight level 200 Indigo 59er17.
5917 descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Indigo 5917.
Indigo 5917 descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots, Indigo 5917.
Indigo 5917, you are 10 miles northeast. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 09er left approach via Bravo India Alpha 280 radial 15 DME arc. Cleared to Bravo India Alpha.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 09er left approach via Bravo India Alpha 280 radial 15 DME arc. Cleared to Bravo India Alpha Indigo 59er17.
Chennai Center SpiceJet 143 Heavy is passing 6,400 feet, climbing 7,000 feet. SpiceJet 143 Heavy Chennai Center altimeter 30.03 radar contact, continue to BL 942. SpiceJet 143 Heavy descend and maintain 6,000 feet, keep speed not above 185 knots. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet, keep speed not above 185 knots. SpiceJet 143 Heavy. SpiceJet 143 Heavy, you are 12 miles west of Victor Oscar Bravo Lima. Contact tower on 118.475 when inbound. Tower on 118.475 SpiceJet 143 Heavy. Indigo 59er17 contact Mangalore Center on 127.55. Good day.
127.55 Indigo 59er17. Goodbye. Mangalore Center Indigo 59er17 12,000 feet.
Indigo 59er17 Mangalore Center altimeter 30.03 radar contact. Continue to Bravo India Alpha. 59er17, keep speed not above 185 knots.
Keep speed not above 185 knots Indigo 59er17.
Indigo 59er17, descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet Indigo 59er17.
Indigo 59er17, descend and maintain 6,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet Indigo 59er17.
Indigo 59er17, contact Chennai Center on 118.9er. Good day.
Going to 118.9er Indigo 59er17. Chennai Center Indigo 59er17 is at 8,800 feet, descending 6,000 feet.
Indigo 59er17, Chennai Center altimeter tree 0.0 tree radar contact continue. Indigo 59er17, you are 11 miles west of Victor Oscar Bravo Lima. Contact tower on 118.475 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118.475 Indigo 59er17. Tower Indigo 59er17 miles west, inbound ILS runway 09er left approach.
Express India 242 heavy, contact Chennai Center on 118.9er. Good day. Indigo 59er17 tower. Altimeter tree 0.0 tree, wind 111 at 7. Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach.
Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach Indigo 59er17.
Express India 242 heavy. Goodbye. Indigo 59er17, wind 111 at 7. Cleared to land runway 09er left.
Cleared to land runway 09er left Indigo 59er17.
2,500.
118.9er, 117, 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 2,500 is Airbus A320N on final. Hold short runway 09er left Cathay 624 heavy.
Retard 5.
Indigo 59er 17 contact ground on 121.65. Cathay 624 heavy altimeter tree 0.0 tree wind 111 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 09er left.
121.65 Indigo 59er 17. Goodbye.
Cleared for takeoff runway 09er left Cathay 624 heavy. Cathay 624 heavy contact Chennai Center on 118.9er. Good day. .9er Cathay 624 heavy. Goodbye.
Ground Indigo 59er 17 taxi to the gate.
Indigo 59er 17 taxi to gate tree using taxiway Alpha.
Taxiing to gate tree via taxiway Alpha Indigo 59er 17.
2.